Well, if you guys know, you know it's a beautiful Friday once again. And if it's Friday, it's football chats, it's in the mix. And we are getting ready to dive into some delicious food. But before we do get to the food, before we do get to what's being cooked where, I would like to introduce you guys to my guest here today. We are dedicating this episode to the Futsal Namibia team who did us proud in Tanzania. But before we do get to that, just introduce yourself, please.
Pleasure, first of all. My name is Donawald Modise. The Futsal National Team coach.
That's a big statement. I think Donawald is very relaxed, but Donawald will be talking more about you and more about the futsal team. Let's first dive into this special delicacy. These ones are called the strawberry crumpets, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
so
right.
They've been made with love. We all know we're in the month of love, which is February. So how you eat these ones is you take it, you dip it into the cream if you like cream, and then you take a little bite. Definitely a nice one there. Okay, but we'll be back right after this, so do stay tuned.
The Champions League, we've got the favourites. And if they're on song, well, they'll give us a bit of everything to enjoy. Well, here we go. The first of taste. And the break is on here. It's a red card. Vinicius Junior! Oh my goodness! There was space well! Lewandowski! Oh, magnificent! Mbappe! That is a stunner! Haaland! What a finish! Coming onto it now to shoot! Champions of Europe, finally!
The 2023-24 UEFA Champions League. Be moved with every game live on SuperSport. Upgrade to Compact Plus.
Okay, well, like I said earlier, this episode we are dedicating it to the Futsal Namibia team who did us proud in Tanzania, qualifying for the Futsal AFCON tournament that's taking place in April, that is in Morocco. Just tell us quickly, how big of a step is it for futsal in Namibia for you guys to qualify for such a huge competition?
It's a huge step. The whole futsal fraternity knows that. We had stressful times after our first defeat here back home.
Yeah.
But in the end, we knew it. It opens up a lot of doors. A lot of doors are going to be opening up. Investments will be flooded. And the sports in itself will grow.
Okay, you know, futsal hasn't been around in Namibia for such a long time. It's a sport that's just probably been around for 4 or 5 years now. It's not that long of a time. So looking at the first match that we did have against Tanzania, losing 5-2 in that one, I don't think a lot of people were optimistic that we can go to Tanzania and get the win there. So just tell us about the mindset that you guys had after the game against Tanzania at home. I mean, that's the first fixture we had. So after you guys saw the result, what was going through your minds, or personally your mind?
Personally, as a coach, you are taught not to give up, especially when you are playing home and away. I had to motivate the boys constantly. I had to enforce belief in them. I had to make sure that they know that it's not over until we are done with the second leg. And in the end, that's what happened.
Okay, now for us who went there in Tanzania now, how was the game? I mean, we won the game 6-2. I spoke to Salote. Salote scored a hat-trick. But yeah, how did you guys get ready for that match, and what did you guys do different compared to the first game?
The away game was very stressful. The football, besides the football part, it was very stressful. Tanzania is a very hostile country, you know. We had a few hurdles, but hey, the staff and technical team made sure that they did not come to the boys. We had the boys focused only on the game and sort out the issues behind the scenes. But for the game itself, as soon as we started, it was electric. The atmosphere was fairly okay, but not as our home game though. But we enjoyed it. The boys enjoyed it. Told the boys just to go out there and play the street football we all know in Namibia.
I saw a few of the players are complaining about the heat. Apparently Tanzania is way hotter than it is here in Namibia. So yeah, just touch on that a little bit.
You don't imagine. As soon as we got out of that airport at 4 a.m., the heat, the waves there, it's way hot. You know, you sweat constantly. The team and I and the boys, we were mainly in our rooms under the aircon, but as soon as you leave the rooms, it's very humid. hot, you sweat immediately.
Yeah.
The boys would complain, but at the end you have to dig deep. We were there for a mission, and we had to just adjust.
Okay, well adjusted. Now, let's talk about the big prize. We have qualified for the Futsal AFCON tournament that is taking place now in Morocco in April, starting I think the 18th or the 8th.
It's the 8th.
Starting the 8th year. So we do have that competition. First attempt, we qualified part of 8 teams, 8 best teams in the country now. That will be not in the country, but in the world, on the continent of Africa. 8 teams that will be taking part in the competition. How do we get ready for this one? How does Namibia prep to play against the best teams in the world?
On my point, it's for me to reassess the squad, invite a few, see if we can get additional players that will add more value to the squad, but it will be a lengthy process for us. We will be back in training next week, Tuesday. The boys got the week to rest. Unfortunately, it is a competition we want to take part in, but it's not for us to participate, but rather to compete. So there's a lot of 6 weeks for my players.
There's no time to take part. We have to compete. We have to participate. We have to make sure we score goals. Yeah, but looking at the teams that are part of the competition, I mean, Morocco have won the competition the most. They are probably going to be considered as one of the favorites, as they are the host nation. Which teams do you look forward to playing the most? I mean,
I'm a coach that is very positive on myself, and I enforce it in my team. So whether it's Morocco, whether it's Zambia, whether it's whoever it is, at the end of the day, it is football.
Yeah.
We give respect until a certain point, but at the end of the day, it's how best we prepare ourselves and how confident my players are on the day.
yeah. I think Donawald reminds me of Jose Mourinho. Anushka, I think you can maybe confirm, because I like the confidence that you do have to carry this team to our first futsal tournament. But we'll be hearing more from Anushka in Fireball.
We've always had the bravery to stand up for what is Namibian, from protecting our homes to fighting injustices. We still celebrate what it means to us and raise a glass to those who show their bravery. No matter how they take on the world, with all this potential in the land of the brave, what will you do to make this Namibia your Namibia?
And a massive shout out again, guys, for Futsal Namibia. Sorry, I almost said football. Sorry, Donawald. Anyway, Brian, back to you saying I don't know who Jose Mourinho is. He's the special one. I know. Round of applause, everybody in studio, for me. I'm joined by the guy who makes everything happen behind the scene, Benjamin. You're so far out of the, come and roll you in. He's quite nervous, guys, because people who are behind the scenes, they want to make the magic happen there, and they actually don't want to be in front of the camera. But I got him to be in front of the camera, or Donawald got him to be in front of the camera, to make us what?
Okay, thank you for having me today. I'll be making some boerewors and roosterbrood.
Woo, roosterbrood. I wish I could zoom into you guys to show my hands and Benjamin's hands as well, because he was very proud of his roosterbrood. He really is. So, Benjamin, let's take this to the fire so it can be ready for us to eat, because Brian likes to complain if food's not ready.
Okay.
All that thing the guy does is complain. So basically, you're the guy, the technical director, the guy behind the scenes to make sure the guys, get what they need, they're out there, everything. Like we spoke, Futsal Namibia started in 2020 with Andre Titero, opening it up and everything. What do you think is the major highlight, except for today, for this time where you guys literally qualified for the AFCON, Futsal AFCON? So what do you think is literally the highlight of Futsal Namibia now within these 4 years?
Well, it's basically the affiliation with NFA. That is one thing that Andre was pushing for, and with that affiliation just shows that our exposure, not only within the country but in Africa and now to the rest of the world, we are there now. They are noticing us.
It's true. I'm not gonna lie. Futsal, I heard about it. I was like, football within a wall, I was like, the ball. Y'all almost had my commentators at the Namibia versus Tanzania game. I want to tell you, Donawald, you guys, your players, no? Poor Hancho and Gray, they literally had to be like, hey, the strength you guys have now, you guys qualified for Futsal AFCON, no? The preparation that went behind it, what was your goal for the team?
Well, we didn't have much time to prepare. We were only informed about our involvement in the qualification on the 29th of December. So roughly a week thereafter, you had to get the players, get them ready for the time. But the coaching staff, we had only two objectives, a mission and a vision, let's say. And so the mission was to have a win at home, our home game, our first home game, and then the mission was to qualify. So the boys already knew what our objectives were, clearly from the start.
Now, before we finish with the sausage here on the braai, I really want to know, what was your thought on the first game versus the second game?
Well, clearly, first game, we weren't that bad. It's just the final third. Probably the atmosphere, it was the first time that the boys were playing in front of the entire nation. So obviously the pressure was high. But, the loss, the defeat was not that much of a struck to the boys. They knew exactly what they were supposed to do. The coach and the staff, they kept the boys' head on the neck. And so, yeah, it was clear for us when we get to Tanzania what we needed to do.
Awesome. So don't go anywhere, because Otis actually has a few paar geveelde woorde om vir julle te vertel. That is short corner right after this.
Oh, that's wonderful. And that is what champions do.
It feels good to football with GoTV.
Works the space well and scores.
Nobody but GoTV gives you all the games of La Liga and the DStv Premiership.
This is extraordinary. Oh.
The Premier League and UEFA games that matter, and the world's favorite cup competitions. Get your Go Coder with 1 month of Super for only $799 to enjoy the football Vuma. GoTV. Love it.
Hello viewers, and hello to you, Brian, up there in the studio. AFCON delivered an exciting, excellent display of African football for fans of the beautiful game. At the end of the tournament, Ivory Coast defeated Nigeria in a pulsating final and were crowned as champions. So I believe saying congratulations are at the order of the day. So it was for the 12th time in history that the host country have won the Africa Cup of Nations, and the first since Egypt did so in 2006. For Côte d'Ivoire, this is the third title ever, after 1992 in Senegal and 2015 in Equatorial Guinea. Well done to the winners. So Nigerian captain William Truist Ekong walked away with the Total Energies Best Player Award. Equatorial Guinea Benjamin Emilio Nusa Lopez scooped the Puma Golden Boot Award for his 5 goals that saw him top the goal scoring charts of the competition. And Bafana shot stopper Ronwen Williams was voted the EcoBank Best Goalkeeper for his heroics, which included a record 4 penalties saved against Cape Verde and another 2 against DRC. Well done also to Bafana for edging the Democratic Republic of Congo with 6-5 in a penalty shootout for the 3rd place. In addition to finishing 3rd in the competition, Bafana's bronze medal is accompanied by the Air Côte d'Ivoire Fair Play team. So, at 36 years and 73 days, Côte d'Ivoire's Max Allen Grandel became the oldest outfield player to appear in a Africa Cup of Nations final, and the 2nd overall behind Egypt's goalkeeper Essam El Hadarei, who was 37 years old in 2010 and 44 years in 2017. This definitely bodes well for African football and signals a bright future, with many young talented African footballers coming to the fore and staking their claims in leagues all over the world. So, all is not lost as our full focus returns to the local leagues. At the Coast, Blue Waters is taking on Young African at Jan Wilkens Stadium on Saturday. That match is kicking off at 4 o'clock, and Ongos FC on Sunday at 3 o'clock at the same venue. Discussions are ongoing to stream the Sunday game live for supporters of the beautiful game. We will keep you in the mix.
Big shout out to Otis. They will be live streaming the game between Blue Waters and Ongos on Sunday. That game takes place at 2:30, so you guys can definitely catch that one out on NTV's Facebook page. You can check it and then you can enjoy the game there. It's Ricardo Manetti, you know already, against Blue Waters, so that's going to be a tough game. Well, we did catch up with the founding father of futsal, if that's what we can call him, Andre, after they came back from Tanzania at the airport, and this is what he had to share regarding the game.
Out from Tanzania. No one expected that you guys would turn it around like that, but how was it and the excitement in the camp after the match?
It was, I tell you, one of the most emotional experiences I've ever experienced. I think for everybody was one of the biggest experiences in football that we've all had together, but also individually. We all pulled together as a team. The heat in Tanzania is not a joke. It's really humid. We're talking 80-90% humidity, hard to breathe. The court wasn't up to standard, but you know what? Our boys came on. They fought their hearts out, and we won. And the celebrations were just, continuous, and everybody knew in that part of Dar es Salaam who Namibia is.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Andre, I have another question for you. Going into this game, I knew we all were very skeptical about the score. But tell us, how did you guys make sure the team was motivated to go grab all the points in Tanzania?
You know what? Personally, I woke up every morning and I went to the breakfast table and I said, guys, where are we going on Friday? We're going to the game. I said, no, I can't hear you. Where are we going on Friday? I said, no, we're going to war. That's what we're doing. So the boys came with a really, really warrior mentality, a brave warrior mentality. We are called the Brave Fives. That's our name for our national team of futsal. Yeah. And everybody was very excited. The boys were motivated. They were focused. They listened to the coach. They listened to instructions. And every single touch of the ball was done correctly and was done really with a lot of passion.
Okay, this is probably just like a bite of the cake. We still have the actual tournament that's happening in April.
Yep.
So from here on out, the job only begins now.
Yep.
So tell me, what's next? What's the plan?
Oh, a lot of things. We had I think 3 times 5-hour management meetings already in Dar es Salaam planning. There's a lot of work ahead of us, but we are very confident with the spirit within the crowd, with the spirit in the team. We have a big support from NFA, a big support from our sponsors, JSB, and a lot of other people that came on board to assist us. But we're definitely starting camp again soon. We're getting a lot more serious into fitness levels and strategy. We're starting to analyze all the other games that happen as qualifiers. We're looking at the teams that have made it, such as Zambia, Libya. Of course, the 3 giants, Egypt, Angola, and Morocco. So, but anything is possible. The top 3 make it to the World Cup. We've turned this around. I don't see why we shouldn't be like Cote d'Ivoire, who barely made it through, won the AFCON. Why can't it be Namibia going to the World Cup?
Love it. Okay, thank you for your time, Andre.
No problem. Thank you.
Cool. It's only right that we dedicate this episode to Futsal Namibia, because if you guys go on Google right now and you search Futsal Namibia, we will be part of the 8 best teams in Africa, because we've qualified for the competition. So that in itself is something big. But side note, this is now off football. The guy who's buying for us, how much can we trust him there by the fire?
Eish.
How much can we trust him there by the fire?
It's also my first time going to be eating his meal.
Benjamin, I hope you're hearing that. Both him and I are not as convinced that you can deliver in the kitchen, but we do trust the process. Like they say, trust the process. But yeah, Donawald, we qualified for the big competition. Is it too soon? Is it too early for us to already start making plans for the World Cup? Am I running? Am I too hastig there?
Yeah. Personally, step by step. Let's go step by step, and we see how we will perform in Morocco, and then we can talk about the World Cup afterwards.
And then we can talk about the World Cup afterwards. Okay, just give us a few of the rules for those that do not understand. Now that we've qualified for the AFCON futsal tournament, how do you get? Yeah, how does it work there in the qualification process to get to the World Cup now?
Okay, basically, to get to World Cup, unfortunately, there are only 3 spots. So it's the winner of the AFCON, the second place, and the third place that will progress to the World Cup for Africa.
Okay, enough detail about that. I'm sure people also want to know how you got into coaching. How did you decide that, okay, no, I'm going to be a futsal coach. I want to coach the futsal team. Yeah, just tell us a bit more about that.
It goes way back. First of all, I used to play football, 11-a-side. It was for Invincibles. Back in the days, I was also an athlete and good at it. I was normally a winger, scored lots of goals. But you know, sometimes then I went into education, took my education a bit serious because, as we know, the football in Namibia does not always bring the bread to the table. So finished my degree, came back, heard about futsal. By then I had a coaching license already. So I heard about futsal, and I tried futsal for a season, and oh my God, the intensity. Then I just decided, no, enough. Let me go back to coaching, and here it is. I find myself being the national team head coach.
National team head coach who's led the team to our first futsal tournament. Casual is another day at the office. But yeah, speaking of your involvement with the team, coaching the team, leading the team, you've played both games between futsal and football, the normal 11 side. Would you say which one is harder? Would you say?
My friend, futsal is intense and difficult. There is no hiding from it. With the 11-a-side, you can still hide behind your teammates or just loaf. Futsal, it's there.
Yes,
the fans, the coaches, everyone watching the game sees which one is not pulling their weight. It's very intense.
Okay, so there you guys heard it. That just means that you're actually saying that futsal is harder than playing the normal 11-a-side football.
Opinions differ, but for me,
yeah.
futsal is very intense.
Okay. Well, I want to taste the food. We are getting ready. I can see that they are getting ready to plate things for us. But yeah, speaking of when you guys came back, I mean, I caught up with you guys at the airport. Exciting times. The energy was beautiful that you guys had at the airport. Do you think if we carry the same energy moving into our next tournament that we can qualify further?
I mean, all I can say is we're all buzzing. We're still buzzing. But yeah, eventually, yes, the same energy must carry forth. And that's it. I just need to remain positive. Sitting here, I still cannot get over the fact that we qualified.
Same. Well, we are joined by none other than your second, if not third, favorite presenter on this show, which is Anushka, that has now brought us the food. And Benjamin, I'm very, very excited. So guys, run us through.
You were talking about me.
Yes, Rahul. Okay, guys, run us through it. What do we have here? What are we eating?
I'm leaving this to Benjamin because I'm telling you, I shouldn't have favorites, but I kind of have.
Is it? Okay, we don't have a lot of time, so Benjamin?
So Benjamin.
Okay, so today I prepared a boerewors and a roosterbrood.
Okay.
It's easy.
How do you like to eat yours?
Wait, that's it? You guys just boerewors and...
The thing is, that's what Egan and I spoke off camera about. Like, haven't you ever stopped, here by the side where the people were braaiing? You stopped, you got out, you were like, I want a roasted brood and a borsje. Haven't you ever? And then they took it like fresh from the braai and put it in. Okay, I'm getting hungry, huh?
You guys forgot something.
What?
Brand sauce.
Oh, it's...
Listen, there's was tomato sauce, special one.
I don't do tomato sauce.
It's not my fault. I asked you for the menu and you said no.
Okay, my bad.
Let's get into tomato sauce, boy. Let's... Okay.
So, there you guys have it. I'm actually very proud of Benjamin, guys.
Benjamin, we will be deciding now if we are proud or not. Let me first just get my tomato sauce on my thingy. Do you want one?
Yeah, actually I would.
Okay, take it.
Everybody knows I normally just like pick on the food. But this one, I'm actually looking forward to taking a massive bite out of it.
Okay, guys, before we do continue, I'd like to just give mention that we do have some games this weekend. Demarin Premier League continues for football lovers. That is on Saturday. As you can check on the screen right now, we have some wonderful games. Top of the table, Komas Nampo will be taking on Mighty Gunners. Blue Waters face Young Africans on Saturday before they play Ongos on Sunday. Julinho Sporting take on Tigers FC. Okahanja take on Ongos. Okakarara play Civics. And then Eshoke Chula Chula take on Young Brazilians. I think personally, not that I don't want to be personal, I don't want to be biased, but I think the hype behind Chula Chula has died down now.
Yeah, no, I also realized, I thought I was the only one realizing it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on just the hype that was around the team, the Shoke Chula Chula everywhere, stadiums were full. I actually thought they might be the team that comes in like Leicester did in the Premier League and win the Demarin Premier League. But yeah, just speaking on the hype, what do you guys think?
Well, guys, with football, I will rather remain diplomatic and give that question over to Benjamin. I'm not getting involved.
Yeah, okay, well, with local football, you see, the intensity is all about how the fans are following their teams and all that. So the hype is still there, although it's not, as you're saying, it's dying down or cooling off. But it's actually just, taking a curveball, and we're going to see some exciting soccer.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question now.
About food or football?
Football.
Okay.
But first, what do we think about this? What do we think about this first? Did you taste it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah?
The bite? Not bad.
Not bad.
It's not
out
bad
of,
at
out,
all.
of, out of 10.
You do know that Jose Mourinho is my least favorite coach.
I'll give it a 5.
Ha! Donawald.
5 out of 10.
No, we count until 5 here, Benjamin. I need to give you... Yeah.
If we are saying 5, I would say it's probably a good 3 out of 5. A good 3.
Happy?
Are we happy?
I'm happy. I think it was the chili sauce, no?
If we added the chili
Yeah.
sauce, 5 out
But
of 5.
that's what happens if people don't communicate their menus.
The worst is very lekker. So kudos to that. Very juicy, very... Yeah. I can guess.
Okay, you were about to ask me a question about football.
Who's winning the Demarin Premier League? African Stars won it last year. Komas Nampo are leading now. They are the team at the top. They are the team to beat. So that's me giving you a hint.
Can I be sarcastic?
No.
Oh, then I don't want to say. I wanted to say Orlando Pirates. Oh! You see?
Orlando Pirates are last on the table. And her brother plays for Orlando Pirates. That's probably why.
No, why I'm saying it, because he said he needs to be diplomatic. And his facial expression was not diplomatic.
Okay, well, guys, we have to be leaving you. We have run out of time. We're moving over to Trasco United. This is just a side note for the Castlelite tennis side that's taking place. There will be live on Sports Rap, live on DSTV, live on NTV. 4 games today and then 5
Many
games
thousand
today,
tomorrow.
And then 41 games tomorrow. So catch us again tomorrow. We'll be doing this again live. Same time, same place, every Friday. You know the vibes. In the mix, as from me, Brian Monango, and the entire crew, it is goodbye.